It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
But we're bringing skis with us.
Yeah, I feel like we need to go over there with the intent to do like jackass-style stunts. It's just a video of you and I falling down a grass hill. It's wearing skis.
Because it's August.
And then we make $20 million at the box office. And then like I run behind you and put a stick up your butt.
And Kyle.
Do they shoot in the Summer Olympics? Shooting sports. Every Summer Olympic game since the birth. Yeah, I'm not dumb. Pretty dumb. I have done skiing and shooting in August in France.
Well, they definitely ski and shoot.
Yeah, the biathlon. Look at that. Oh, no, never mind. That's Winter Olympics.
Oh, maybe the summer version of it is they rollerblade and then shoot.
Yeah, so, yeah, the fruit boot and shoot.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
The incomparable Melissa Vaughn. Thank you, Melissa.
I think my wife has fallen to the same poison that your wife has fallen to. Because I don't think she listens anymore.
Oh, yeah. I think that even when your wife said that she was listening, pretty sure she was lying to you.
Well, this is weird. This is a little peel behind the curtain because she did used to listen. I don't know about the full episodes or anybody who made it through those 3-hour pieces of drivel.
Oh, during your leg issue, your leg boo boo.
You've
had a couple boo boos.
Yeah, maybe it's this podcast's fault. Didn't have these before,
right?
I would get in her car. Sometimes we'd be going somewhere and hooked to her phone. The podcast would be like on middle of the episode.
So you're like, yeah,
and I would immediately turn it off.
Okay,
because I despise listening to myself and us, especially in front of others. And I wonder, do you get this? Do you get that with the radio show? Do people?
I don't listen. Like, I don't listen to the radio show when.
God, me neither.
When terrible production,
horrific.
I may as well just lean into this.
I don't know who they pay.
Oh God,
for that. But I'll tell you right now, we had a lot of talk last week about how Keyboard Cat would be the equivalent of most pianists in bands.
Uh-huh.
I'm willing to say Production Monkey would be just as efficient at producing that show.
Yeah, absolutely. You are absolutely right.
But
we digress.
Yeah. So
I don't like if I'm driving into work, because a lot of times I'll be driving in after the best of hour of the show has already begun.
What a nice upgrade in life for you, just in general, by the way, because another little sidetrack to the sidetrack.
Come a long way.
When I was a part of that disaster, first of all, I don't know how I kept that thing on the air when I was tasked with doing it.
I know. I appreciate all of your
just in terms of
hard work and dedication.
Not qualified for it then. Just a minimal amount of buttons. Still didn't feel safe.
There's a lot on the line, and there's a lot that can go wrong.
Oh yeah, and every time I probably ran that for you guys live 15, 20 times.
Yeah, I was going to say 10, 15 times.
Every single night before and every morning were kind of my versions of panic attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Horrified. Yeah. Because I had pages of notes that I would have in front of me that I didn't need. And once I get through the first hour, I'm pretty much smooth sailing.
That first hour, the first hour of the morning show, of the side gig, is the crucial one.
Yeah.
Because there are specific things that have to happen at specific times.
Oh.
There's that button that you can only press 3 times an hour.
Yeah, and
if you press it 2 times an hour, or if you press it 4 times an hour, 40 to 50 radio stations are screwed.
Mm-hmm. And I would try to time all that so that I would make it so I would have to talk so little. Like I wanted
seconds.
I wanted seconds. So I would try to time that, especially on the last one, which you have to hit at a certain time. That button has to be pressed on at the certain
53:30.
That I would try to time up those segments to be like 3 seconds. So all I'd have to say would be like, back for more. Right. Something so stupid.
Like something that it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You may as well have not said it because it was just a non sequitur to fill 3 seconds.
I would have been better off letting silence, speak, or me just go, button.
Or you just say, how about that?
Yeah. I'm going to push this button now.
Just be very deliberate with everything.
Right. Announce what I'm going to do before I do it.
My microphone is now on. I am speaking.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the button I have to push while also looking at the clock, having to push the button in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
But anyway, that used to be, you'd have to get in there before that hour.
Yeah.
And it was essentially you and then Andy Rent, who was always there.
Andy's always there.
there.
Consummate professional.
So what a nice little upgrade for you. Now you're driving in while that's playing.
Driving in while it's playing. Listening to the competition radio station.
Oh yeah. You don't listen to that.
Playing like the greatest hits of the Wonder Years or whatever they're called.
But where do you land on listening to yourself then at all? You're not actively seeking out bits from either the radio show or this to hear.
It's always weird because they're like when I'm listening to audio that's either going to be replayed at some point on the radio show, like, hey, we need to find that audio from 10 years ago when we did this or whatever. It's a weird thought because I listen back to it. And in most cases, I don't remember it, or I'll vaguely remember a topic or something that happened. But this happens a lot where someone will say something in this, decade-old recording, and it'll make me think, oh, I should say this. And then a lot of times, within a couple seconds, I hear me say exactly what current me is thinking past me should have said.
Wow.
And it's a really weird feeling.
Yeah, that's weird because then, it's that realization that you haven't grown as a person in 10 years.
Oh, no. In no way. I have not, I've not progressed in life at all. I still think the same way that I did back then.
Well, as we talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago, you have the go-tos. So which one were you presuming that your past self would say? Would it be the dick or fart joke?
Boy, I like to think that I had more range than that, but I really didn't. I still don't. So probably fart. I'm
think
more
you go fart guy?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm more of a
joke.
fart guy than a dick guy.
If you can squeeze in a nice... No, listen, I'll put that in the poll. Are you more of a fart guy or a dick guy? And we'll see where the audience lands.
Right. And then maybe as a follow-up poll, is Steve more of a fart guy or a dick guy?
Yeah, we need to...
And then a follow-up, is Kyle more of a fart guy?
Yeah, that way we can hone in on our futures, and we just need to hope that they're separate because you can't have two fart guys clashing on a podcast?
No.
I don't know what's worse, 2 fart guys clashing on a podcast or 2 dick guys clashing on a podcast.
Oh, boy. Look, you want to do a whole series of conversations. We can start with that.
2 dicks smashing up against each other on a podcast are enough. I don't know what's worse. I'll put that in the poll. What's worse, 2 dick guys up against each other or 2 fart guys? But to get back to what I was mentioning originally, it's so weird for me because I put this intro together every week. So I hear ourselves. Like, I don't listen to the full episode, but I make sure I get that download. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Then delete, then download, then delete, then
subscribe, resubscribe, all that garbage. And it doesn't bother me. Like, I listen back, but when I'm in a room with someone else or in a car with Katie, and she used to have it on, I couldn't race to that button quick enough. It's so uncomfortable for me. And I don't know why. That's so odd to me because
I think it's normal though for people that do this, for whether it's podcast, radio. I think that a lot of people are just uncomfortable in that situation, and it because you forget that people actually listen. Which I know to somebody who does not do this, that is ludicrous to hear. But when you're sitting in a studio having a conversation, it's very, very easy to block out because it's not like you're in an arena with thousands of people surrounding you, like a comedian or something where they're doing a show. There's not that instant feedback. So it's very easy to forget that there are people that are actually listening, and it's easy to it's easy to get very comfortable and talk about things that you wouldn't normally talk about with people. And we've talked about that on the side gig before, how our threshold for being uncomfortable or awkward is so much different than a regular person's. Like, you have no problem saying to somebody something like in the room. I have no problem saying to someone like something that is so ridiculous that you wouldn't ever ask a stranger.
Right. It would never come up.
Like during small talk, like, I don't know. I'm struggling to even find an example, but it's very strange. The level of comfort is so much different.
And it's weird here. I can't speak to the side gig, but you and I, these are legitimately standard, just normal conversation. We have some notes of some topics that if we ever run into a wall, we can get to. Yeah. But for the most part, this is all organic and not planned. And
believe it or not, we don't plan out these great conversations.
But more importantly, it's not sanitized, right? Like you and I aren't going through and considering, well, I don't want to say that, or I should say that, or let's hold this back. In general, this is us talking, but recording while we're doing it. Yeah. And it is weird to hear that replayed, someone else listening to it, whether they're laughing or not, and you're hearing it again. It hits my ears differently with someone else in the vicinity.
But in the case where it does happen, and they do laugh, there's not really a better feeling.
No, and that's why I brought this up, because why I initially said, I'm pretty sure Katie doesn't listen, and that's fine. Just give me that download. Set it to auto. Whatever you got to do. Because I was putting this together yesterday morning. Different time, just because we were going out in the afternoon.
I saw that you had quite an adult day yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw you wearing a button-down shirt. Yeah, you had some slacks. Corporate Kyle was out in the real world.
When you go to Broadway.
Whoa.
Broadway in Grand Rapids.
Slightly off. Would they call that off-Broadway?
You dress for the occasion. Okay? You don't want to be the scumbag like the guy sitting next to me who threw like a T-shirt on over a long-sleeve shirt wearing cargo pants. Okay? No.
So many things wrong with that.
Dress the part, please. Okay? You're there to see professionals sing and dance in front of you. And if they happen to lock eyes with you, they would stutter and have issues continuing just having to look at you. So I was putting this together yesterday morning, and I knew for a fact that as you heard in the intro, the fruit boot and shoot was going to make it. Okay? That's something that you remember. That's something that you talk about outside of this podcast that happened, and it was a flash in the pan. And I knew I'd be able to cut that down and get it in. But my process is I'll pull the minute around it into a separate section, and then I'll listen to that, and then I'll start paring it down.
Trimming it down, trimming it down.
Because sometimes there's some context I want, sometimes there's some context I don't want. Contrary to popular belief, I do a little bit of work to put that intro together to make it sound not garbage.
Yeah.
So when I got that, she was in the bathroom blow drying her hair, which is loud, so I had it on pause so I could hear. And then she turned it off, and so I'm playing it. And it got to the part where, and I mean, I can almost quote it verbatim now, where it said, I stutter and I say, the biathlon, no wait, that's the Winter Olympics. And you say, well, maybe they do it in the summer, but they do it with rollerblading. Yeah, the fruit boot and shoot. And then I'm already in my head because I know I need a certain length for this clip.
Yeah.
And I know there's about 15 seconds of laughter after, so I want to keep a little bit of laughter. Again, all part of this process that I go through.
Sure.
But all I hear from 15 feet away is just this gigantic blurt laugh from the bathroom. Because Fruit, Boot, and Shoot got her.
Yeah.
It got her. No, she's not back. Are you crazy?
I was going to say, is she on the line? Are we reeling her in?
No. I think that fish swam away into a different river.
Okay.
Or lake or pond or ocean or bigger fish's mouth.
Katie, you're welcome back anytime. Of course, you'll never hear this because you left us.
Yep. Okay. So you're right, though. That is the vindication that we so seek, and that's why we do
still
this.
got it. We still got it. Yeah. Sometimes. Well, you'll hear any comedian. I mean, any comedian that you hear being interviewed says that like that. Hearing an audience laugh Like they could probably all point out the first time that they got a laugh or what the joke was and how it's just like an addicting drug.
Yeah.
But still, standing up on stage seems like it would be one of the most terrifying things in the world.
I know.
I would never do that. I would never be like, oh, cool, there's an open mic tomorrow night. Maybe I'll try out these jokes. Blah. No.
I crave that, though.
Would you do it?
I don't know if I could. Just anxiety-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I just described to you the mini panic attacks I would feel when I was barely going to be talking on air. Granted, that was more technological. And I don't want to screw things up for a litany of radio stations. Whereas this is simply, you've got 10 people, 30 people, whatever it is, staring at you, you know, with a gin and tonic in their hands going, make me laugh, clown.
Be funny, clown.
And I can't imagine anything more difficult or pressure-packed for me than that. I like to think, though, that I would get on stage, force myself up there, probably miss a few jokes, but then I maybe would sideswipe one, right? So not a full-on crowd laugh, but I get, I hear a handful.
You'd stumble into something.
Yeah. And that would then set my course for the rest of those 5 minutes, and make me a little more comfortable. But I've had a friend of mine has told me for years, I think you should do it. I think you should try it. I think you should try it. He wants me to try like crowd work, which I've said it on here too. And it's because, we used to, Jimmy Pardo and obviously Don Rickles would be the biggest name in the crowd work game before he passed. That's like the hardest form of comedy.
I know.
Because you're relying
on the spot.
So you're relying on a guy wearing like a golf shirt to your comedy show.
Yeah.
Or
you're relying on them for content. Or
the guy next to me with a t-shirt over a long sleeve shirt and cargo pants at the Broadway show. And what if you don't pick those out soon enough?
By the way, I noticed you subtly dropped for the second time you were on a Broadway show.
Yeah, I mean, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's just Broadway grounds. We're mezzanine sitters.
Broadway Kyle.
Yeah, I think if you're sitting on the balcony, you're just a dirtbag. Don't even go at that point.
Yeah.
And that goes for everybody who's going to be at that same venue for the Side Gigs Live at Night show.
April 9th.
If you have
Grand Rapids, Michigan, get your tickets now.
If you have balcony seats, burn them. Useless. Scumbags.
Scum of the earth. We don't even look up.
At that point, you're pretty much listening on the radio. You're 3 miles away.
Yeah. And nobody listens to the radio anymore.
Oh, good God. Podcast.
Especially because of the...
It's not produced well. I'm just saying.
Just making sure.
I don't know who handles it for you guys. I don't mean to call them out. I don't know. Do they have a degree in anything?
What do they got? Like a 19-year-old degree in communications with a
be more
concentration in TV and radio production?
Oh, God. Yeah, be more vague, why don't you? What's next? It's going to be hiring people.
Monmouth?
Monmouth. Yeah, that's a real school. Might as well have gone to the Strip Mall Community College. You and 15 others.
Monmouth HVAC school.
Ripped off thousands of dollars. Being shown like a VCR and a cassette deck. And then getting a certificate from, literally on the bottom is printyourcertificate.com. And going around and telling everybody you got a degree. Hypothetically.
Right. But
we digress.
By the way, I needed to ask you, did you notice any new accoutrements here in the studio in APS 4.0?
I have still so many questions about what's going on in this house lately. So let's start with the smallest one I can pinpoint.
Right.
We got a new decoration.
We do.
I don't know if I feel like that deserved like the breaking news sounder. Live from the Steve and Kyle podcast studio.
I can play it. I can play it.
No, that was good. APS 4.0. We have a new decoration.
We do. Yeah. It's a new decoration that's also an old decoration. A while ago, I think you might remember who sent this to us. Maybe you don't.
Mike Mokris? Nope, that's not right. I don't know. I apologize. I forget. We've received gifts over the years, and some that have been we've been doing this for more than 5 years. I'm sorry if I forgot exactly who sent these, but
we've had this for a couple of years.
Yes, I love them. These gifts are tremendous.
Yeah, that's why it. It stayed front and center on a shelf of things that we need to put up in the new studio.
Yeah.
But this is from the Prohibition era when you could actually get a prescription from your doctor to go to the pharmacy and get whiskey. And there are
only way you could get it, by the way.
Yeah. So there are 2 prescriptions from like 1930 something that they sent us that are now framed and hanging up in APS 4.0.
Oh, it's so neat.
So Annette and I, we're obviously expecting our second child in exactly 4 months from today. By the way, it is February 13th, 2022, the year of our Lord, the Steve and Kyle podcast.
4 months yet, huh? Those things take a while.
Yeah, they take a while to cook. So we're doing, I think, what a lot of people do, the whole nesting thing, going through the house, getting rid of stuff. We've made multiple trips to Goodwill, posting stuff for sale, just getting rid of stuff because Evelyn will be moving downstairs
to the main floor
into her big girl bedroom. The baby, of course, will be up in the nursery. So we're just getting stuff ready. Well, there was just this, in one of the trips to Goodwill, it was just a box and it had a bunch of picture frames and stuff like that we didn't use anymore. And I looked at the one and I was like, oh man, that would match the studio perfectly. That would be perfect for those, what do you call it? The prescriptions.
Yes.
So I thought, oh, this is perfect. Frame is perfect. Perfect size. Everything about this is perfect. So yesterday I was out. I had like 3 or 4 errands to run. And I was going past one of the hobby craft stores. And I thought, done. I'm going to bring it with me, go in there. They have like their framing department in the back. I'm going to hand them the frame that I have, hand them the prescriptions I have. I just need them to cut out the little mat, fit it in there. So the woman was like, yeah, no problem. We can do that. And I was like, oh, cool. I can even bring my own frame because some of the places, like, they won't do it unless you buy the frame there and everything. She's like, no, it's totally fine. So she measures out the frame, measures out the prescriptions. She's like, yeah, give me a minute. I'm going to get you, just type it into this, I don't know, some computer program or whatever. I was like, yeah, cool. So I'm just sitting there playing with my phone. And then she's typing into the computer. Typing into the computer. Still typing into the computer.
I mean, I'm looking. I don't work at the craft store. I don't understand. Pretty confident saying we could have gotten a piece of black construction paper and traced on the back side the space we needed to...
And then maybe cut a little bit on the inside of it. So it is for reference, it is a 12 by 12 frame. So it's a square frame. And each of the prescriptions, I think they're about 5 inches by 4 inches. Just a little scrap of paper. So she types and types and types. And I'm telling you, 15 minutes later.
What?
Still typing. She's like, oh, almost done. So sorry. But I had nowhere to be. Nothing to do. I said, whatever. No problem. At this point, I still wasn't sure if this was going to be something where she said like, all right, here's how much it's going to cost. I'll run in the back and cut it out and bring, or if it was going to be you can pick it up in a week. I had no idea.
Man.
So maybe from the top, they should have said, yeah, no problem. I can measure it now and come and get it in 2 weeks or whatever. So I'm just sitting there. And finally I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, I want to go home. I'm tired of being here. And she said, all right, I got everything done. And she's got her monitor. She spins it around. She said, here's what the estimate's going to be. And I looked at it.
Can I guess?
Yeah, do you want to play like some prices right?
So finish what your thought there, because I would like to play. Again, I think it's my second favorite game but for this podcast.
Yeah.
Behind, what are they worth?
Yeah. Which,
by the way, we never got to Bob Saget. What is he worth? R.I.P.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can come back around to
sure.
that on the turnaround.
Yeah.
But finish your thought, and then I would love to play prices right for this.
Well, let's just say that the number that I saw is not what I was expecting. So
now it's here. You got it. But I don't know if it's the place you went to.
Now, again, I provided the frame, which it's a nice frame. That's probably, I think the price tag is still on it. I think it was like a $30 frame.
It's a nice frame.
Somebody had given us, or I don't know. Mm-hmm. I had the prescriptions. The glass is already there. The backing is there. So literally, I need them to cut out a 12 by 12 square and then cut 2 5 by 4 windows in it.
Construction paper. That's what we're staring at.
I
That's
mean,
what I feel like I'm looking at.
I know that it's specifically called like a matte board, I think. So it's like a thick cardstock construction paper thing, just standard black.
I will take it into account.
For a 12 by 12 square with 2 5 by 4 squares cut in it.
And it seems like based on all of these insane computer calculations for this square,
safe to say
it was done by machine.
Safe to say that material-wise, I probably have 30 cents worth of material. I don't know.
Right.
Even if I had to buy a full poster board, which is probably a couple of dollars, how much labor would you say is into that? Okay. What would you expect? What would be your, wow, that's a good deal price?
Yeah.
And then what would be your, all right, that's what I'm willing to pay?
Here's what I'm going to guess the cost was.
Well, I want to know what you,
okay.
What would be your, oh yeah, that's a great deal.
$3.99.
$3.99 for all
$3.99 because again, it's board or paper, like heavy stock with 2 holes. In my perfect world, it was going to be $20 to $25. What?
I thought, because I understand that like they're actually doing some work, and I know that there's a skill and there's a dollar amount addressed to that, or attached to that.
So I undershot it. That's fair.
But I figure, I don't know, it's a skilled labor job, I guess, but it's going to take 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah, not long.
And if I'm paying $20, $25, like, no offense, but I don't think that that's like an $80 an hour job.
No, and
$100 an hour job.
Especially someone there, they're probably making $16 an hour.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, if it's $20, $25, cool. I'm pretty happy with that because I looked at the mats, like you could buy the pre-cut ones. So if this had been a 5x7 photo or a 4x6, I could have bought one for about $7 or $8.
Right. Okay.
So I thought, okay, $20, $25, man, that would be great. I was willing to go up to about 40.
Man, you are already 4 times higher than I would have paid. Because again, I would have been just as content with the idea of even, just so it doesn't seem cheap, 2 pieces of construction paper.
Right. So, what was your top dollar would have been?
Like, I would have said, honestly, $12 or $13.
Okay.
Because it's so small in my mind. It's not... I could see people going in there with a gigantic frame and they want to put all their wedding photos in a collage.
Various sizes.
Yes, sizes and shapes and directions and all that. And I could see that being elaborate and and costing quite a bit just based on the size and the scope of the cuts and everything. Yeah. But for this...
What do you think the estimate was?
If they told me $15, I would have taken the frame and left. I'll say that.
Okay.
And now that it's here, I don't want to call what I'm looking at shoddy. But on the bottom prescription...
Yeah, that's a little bit off.
The top of the word prescription, I believe that's what it says, right?
I think it says duplicate. Because that would have been like the carbon copy of it or something.
Is cut off.
Yeah.
So it's the bottom half of all those letters. Uh-huh. So already I'm looking at it going, well, $16 an hour job. I mean, it is what it is. But if I'm paying, in my mind, $3.99.
Well, no matter what you're paying to get it done correctly.
No question. No, and I think, honestly, you would have had cause to say, can you redo this?
Hmm?
Similar to if you're at a construction store. Good God, if that doesn't speak to how little I do that stuff.
Hey, you want to go to the construction store?
Dad, we go into the construction store? That's right, son. Daddy needs to go look at these bristly things that he doesn't know the name of. If you were at the hardware store.
Yeah.
The lumber store, if you will.
Yeah.
And
construction store.
And they cut the lumber wrong. you'd expect it to be cut right, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not paying for close enough.
So did they bring that out with the prescriptions in the frame to show you?
No.
So my final guess, again, I wouldn't have paid more than $15. And even that, I would have been like, ugh, God. Just thinking in my head what else I could buy with that $15.
But again, you're also, there are certain things where you're just paying for the convenience of it.
Yeah,
And you're paying, just get it done. Get it done.
In this case, I would have been just as okay taking Scotch tape, rolling it around my finger like backward.
Yeah.
And then sticking it on the back of those prescriptions.
Yeah.
And then sticking it on the frame.
Okay. So what do you think the asking price was?
Was it $24.99 for that? Was it a chain craft store? Was it a local joint?
No, it's a chain. It's a chain.
So I'm guessing.
You said 24.
I think they asked you to pay
$24.99
for that.
You are correct. If I asked you to predict what 1/4 of the price would be.
Oh my! Get out of here!
$95
for that. For 12 by 12 with two rectangles.
Again, roughly $1 worth of material.
I can't think of anything right this second that I would have wanted more than to be a fly on the wall to observe your reaction. Because you're not a guy who is going to go make a big scene over that.
No, I mean, I'm not going to yell at them
so
or
you're
anything.
Probably
because
going to
if that's what the price is, then that's what it is. But it was shocking to me. And I did one of those where she spun I think she knew that it was ridiculous because she wouldn't say it. She wouldn't say like, oh yeah, it's going to be $95. She actually spun the monitor around. And it wasn't one of those monitors that has like the swivel mount on it. So she had to physically grab it and like the cords are all pulling tight.
I mean, was there ivory from the tusk of an elephant?
And, I did that thing where I went, that's a bit higher than I expected. But I also felt a little obligated because I had been there for 15 minutes while she worked on
don't you dare tell
computing.
Me. Don't you dare tell me that is $95 worth of work. Don't you tell me right now to my face that you paid that asking price for what I'm now comfortable calling shoddy work. The only thing I've seen worse than that is the production of that radio show you work at.
Terrible production. Terrible.
Tell me you came home, you went into Evelyn or Annette's Art Supplies, you got some black construction paper, you traced and you cut. Tell me.
Goddamn right. That's exactly what I
did. Take that, chain craft store.
I said to the woman, it's a bit pricey. It's a bit more than I was expecting to pay.
Yeah. How do I knock that down by 90%?
She tried to give me some reasoning because of like the shape of the frame. And I was like, it doesn't matter if this shape is a circle. You're still cutting two squares.
Yes. You could have brought her a rhomboid, Steve, or a whatever. And it shouldn't be $95 for a piece of black paper to cut.
I even said to her, I was like, you don't even need to assemble it. Like, I'll put the thing together.
Yeah.
No. They wanted $95 for a 12 by 12 square with two 5 by 4 holes cut in it. So I just said to her, I was like, and then I did the old, I'm going to have to run this by my wife first because, it's a little more than we were looking to spend. Even though it has nothing to do with Annette. But when you're married, you have that built-in scapegoat, which we all utilize. So I said, okay. And then she said, well, do you want me to just print the estimate? Oh, yeah, actually, that would be great. Yes. That's what I need you to print the estimate. Because that makes it seem like I'm a little more serious about it.
Yeah, I need to show my wife. Like, she doesn't understand like you and I do. She doesn't understand the intricacies.
It was literally
of
like,
what this is going to be.
It was literally like a paper that said framing $95.
Yeah. I would have hoped it was almost handwritten.
Yeah.
She just drew a square and then 2 smaller rectangles in there and then $95 below it.
So I then took that and I waited until she went back into the the back room where they do all the heavy lifting. And I walked over to the area where there's just boards, like mat boards there. And I saw one that was about 2 feet by 3 feet for $6. And I was like, there we go. Grabbed that, walked up to the front of the store. And then as I was driving home, I thought, wait a minute. My wife's a cricketer, a cricketeer.
That's right. That's what they call them. The Mouseketeers,
She already has like stacks and stacks of 12 by 12 cardstock.
You didn't even need that.
Didn't even need it. So it's still in the car. It's getting returned next time I go back.
Hopefully to a different person.
Right.
So you don't have to have that awkward face-to-face in it. Man, that's so strange.
So about 20 minutes before you got here, I said to Annette, hey, can you cut 2 squares in a piece of paper for me? And she said, yeah.
I think I could machine that.
She went on her program, drew a 12 by 12 box, drew 2 5 by 4 squares, hit cut, it spit it out, and then we taped the prescriptions to the back of it, put it in the frame. Total cost, $0. $0.
I can't believe it.
$95 saved.
I cannot believe that is that somebody would go in there and say, boy, am I saving money today? Because that is cheaper than I thought it would be.
Ugh.
Please mount my 2 4x6 photos of my children for $95.
I think we got to get into the framing business.
Oh, yeah, we need to get in the racket.
Yeah.
Actually, just have Annette offer it on her shop for matting and, charge half. Hey, $50, you're saving money if Annette does it.
My God. Just absolutely blown away by that.
Well, thank you to
Annette. Could not believe it.
For the tools.
Yeah, so actually when you were insulting the placement of the bottom one. Yeah.
Well, I kind of wonder now if it was just placed incorrectly. Because if they're the same size, the only reasoning would be if the bottom prescription was placed a little too high, and it needs to be lowered like a quarter inch, and we could read duplicate instead. You got to guess what that word could be.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be doorknob.
Could be dingbat.
Guess we'll never know. They did a lot of crazy things back during Prohibition.
I guess the mystery will remain.
So, $95 saved. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That means I have $95 burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah, well, right, because in your mind it's like it's spent, so now it's yours free to spend.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you did say that you had a bunch of questions.
Yes.
I saw there was a Facebook comment on something I posted yesterday. I'm not sure what I did to offend you.
Yeah, well, your sister had it right.
Oh, that's what it was.
No, but that was a funny comment that she was absolutely correct on.
Well, look, I haven't been able to do much.
I am okay with your process. I made that clear. Mm-hmm. Is it my preference? No. But you're not a scumbag out there turning them on.
Right.
Okay?
We're talking about Christmas lights.
Yes. Again, the people behind me who last night manually turned down their indoor Christmas tree on February 12th.
My Christmas lights have not been turned on for at least...
What was the last night? Do you remember when you said this is enough? Was it before the New Year? Or was it after?
No. They were on probably until January 12th.
Scumbag. Just dirt person. Modified hobo.
Well,
because you have a house.
I guess it does kind of make me not that. But okay.
January 12th?
Yeah, mid-January.
What was the straw that broke the back where you said no more?
I don't know. I just said, all right, this is enough. So I unplugged all of them. I took the half down that I could get to, but most of them, again, are up on the roof, and we've had snow on the roof for at least the last month.
Impressive that you even took any down, because knowing you're going to have to make it a separate trip is to do it.
Yeah, the ones
right?
the ones around the garage doors, it was just basically just unwrap them from around the little tacks that were in the corners. It took me 3 minutes to take them down.
So you haven't been on in over a month.
Yeah, okay. Over a month.
Again, dirt person, etc.
Right. Modified hobo, I believe. Okay.
These are all in the poll. Is Steve a modified hobo? Christmas lights on January 12th. Dirt person? Yes or no? You can find all those again at Steve and Kyle on Twitter. So what I saw yesterday, what caused me alarm, was I hasty? Perhaps.
No, not you. I mean, look, I should know by this point that any modifications that we make to this home got to run by you first.
Well, I still find it funny that the year of no projects turned into the year of the most projects you've done.
That wasn't a good look.
That was you, though. Hey, listen, I appreciate the proclamation. It was a bold proclamation on your part.
Yeah, I know, but I need to undersell and overdeliver. But
right.
I oversold and then just did not deliver.
Right. You did. I don't remember all of them. You did enough.
I think the deck was in the year of no projects.
The deck was the year of no projects. If I remember right,
no,
was the bathroom in the year of no projects?
No, I think that the year of no projects was actually leading up to when Evelyn was born. So that would have been like master bedroom, upstairs hallway, flooring, trim, paint, doors.
Banister or railing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember it was the year she was born because you wanted everything done, and then you're saying, I'm not doing anything for the next year. So it's like the first year of her birth, you were not going to do anything, which that did not last long. So
actually, so that would have included deck, too.
So I look back at that, and I find myself laughing, thinking about the year of no projects and how it turned into a litany of projects. Mm-hmm. I think I asked you not long ago on this very podcast, and maybe I'm incorrect in my memory. Again, I don't listen to this. It seems like garbage.
Yeah.
But I believe you had said you were done because you were going to hire out the town drunk was going to come try to do some painting.
Yeah, he is going to.
And you're hiring a doorman.
I got a doorman, a trimman.
And a trimman.
A carpetman.
So at least and this may very well be me misinterpreting that. Mm-hmm. I thought you were hands off. You had a couple people coming in to do that labor to kind of finalize things for the arrival of the new baby.
Yeah.
So when I see a Facebook post, and it was one of those where I got lucky enough that when I opened Facebook,
it was right there.
It was 1 minute ago.
Right.
I'm like, ooh, it's fresh.
I thought it was. I was like, man, he's really on.
Yeah, it was one of the. It was total by
like you got the guns in the holster, and you're just ready to. Pew, pew.
Total happenstance. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember now in hindsight what you posted. Like what the actual material was.
Yeah, if you'd like me to, I can pull up the post.
Please do. I would love to hear the exact verbiage you used to describe. Again, another, hey, don't we have a little build up for this? Another one of Steve's Facebook Marketplace giveaways?
Oh, yeah. God, what am I doing? Man, I am. Or is it in the Zach? I don't know.
I guess it's both, but if we play both, we're going to lose a lot of people because that's like 4 minutes of theme songs, and then we still have viewer mail time to get to.
Okay, well, here, let's stick to the one that I think most resembles.
I'm going to ditch some crack to some losers on the Facebook market. I'm posting for a scumbag on the Facebook Marketplace.
I don't know what my favorite part of that is. Ditch some crap. Scumbags.
I'm looking for a scumbag.
I think it's looking for a scumbag. That made by our ultra talented friend Zach Ruddick. Thank you, Zach, for that. I could listen to that.
Yeah,
every single day.
All right, so if you would avert your attention, or pull up the Facebook Marketplace post that I have here up on the Tron. My exact post was demo day at Casa McKiernan, who wants some doors and trim. 100% discount. Today only, no credit check required. Restrictions apply. Then below that, no restrictions apply.
Okay.
And there you go. You got
free.
I shared this post. Look at that. We got some doors.
You even described them, which for free is more than I would have done.
Yeah, and the only reason I did that is because I still had the little note for when we ordered the new doors. I
knew what they were.
I knew what size they all were. So
and honestly, even for free, you still would have had 15 messages saying,
yeah,
well, are they left in swing or out swing or what are they?
Yep. So I posted pictures. A couple of the pictures still have the doors in their current spot, or in the spot they were in the house. There's a big pile of all of the trim that I took out.
Yeah. So the trim is what does it for me. That really makes the ad pop, because that's literally peeled off wood with nails in it.
Oh yeah, very dangerous.
Which you've given away one of those already.
I've given away stuff. Every room that we have done in this house, I've given away that exact thing. Like this. This is a little bit more, but I just want to get out in front of this. I will have you know, this is the last of the work that I will be doing.
Oh no! Why did you do this to yourself right now?
No. Like with this, I'm not. We are hiring out, obviously, the carpet,
right?
The trim, the doors, the paint. The only thing that was not included in all of the work was the guy that is doing the trim, who starts on Tuesday. He had originally said, yeah, I'll rip it all out, but it was significantly more. So I told him, don't worry, I got it. Plus, he said even if he did rip it out, I would have still been responsible for getting rid of all of it. Like, he wasn't going to haul it away.
I don't mean to be dismissive. I've heard this story before.
Right.
And while you were telling me, I was posting on the poll, is Steve telling Kyle, quote unquote, the work is done, the world's biggest lie?
For me?
Steve.
When have I said, I won't say that.
Yeah, here's my point.
No, but
it's okay that you do it. I'm just saying, you are the guy. You and I don't know about a net.
All right, maybe
you'll find something that you want. Hey, we should switch. I think it'd look really nice if we switched that.
Yeah.
Or if we upgraded this, or if we painted this, whatever. And that's fine.
Well, this was the most significant amount of work that I will put into this project. Yeah, I mean, I know that I'm going to swap out some outlets and replace a light fixture or two.
But you're sitting here.
But I'm not sanding one thing. I'm not painting one thing. I'm not installing any doors. The most I had to do was take the old crap out and then carry the new doors into the house, because they had been sitting out in the garage for the last few weeks. I look forward to walking in the house after work.
Check on the table.
Walking down the hallway, saying, hey, Michael, who's the man doing the trim. Hey, Michael, everything good?
Yeah.
Need some water?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you later. Let me know if you need anything. Oh, you need one more board? No problem. I'll run to the store and get it for you. Because this whole idea of not having to do everything myself is a pretty new feeling for me, and I like it.
You get used to it,
but even yesterday, it took me about 3 hours to take all of the old trim, all of the old doors out. Annette was out of the house. She was dropping Evelyn off at the in-laws' house. And I was just had some music playing, ripping out trim. Like, I wasn't having a blast.
Right. But of the things you could be doing, that wouldn't be on the top 10 of the list.
But I knocked it out quick. It was simple. I had been kind of dreading it all week, but wasn't bad at all. I, again, wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but I had no problem doing it, and it was easy, and knocked it out. So at this point, once the trim guy comes in, the only thing I have...
Don't do it.
What?
You're going to say something you're going to regret in like 2 months.
Well, no, I got to pull out carpet. The carpet has to come out.
All right. One room, though?
2 rooms, and then like the little hallway that connects.
In between. Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, that's not going to take me any longer than what yesterday took me.
Sure.
So, I'm kind of on easy street now. Then all we have to do is pick out colors, tell the town drunk, hey, splash these on the walls.
Yeah, when you can put the bottle of vodka down for a minute, come on over and throw these at the wall and then rub it around with your hands. Whatever it is you painters do.
Yep. I'm liking it, though. Sure, obviously it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
But it's going to be done a hell of a lot quicker. It's going to look a lot better. I'm not going to have to make 300 trips down to the basement to cut a piece of wood to bring it back up.
Find out you're an eighth of an inch off. And Let me pin you down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What do you got?
After this is done,
What's left?
do you have any projects in home that would be considered above minor? Outlet cover replacement, etc., light bulb changing or whatever.
There's still our upstairs, our master bedroom, our master bathroom. It's still, oh my God. There's a reason that no one will ever go in there. I mean, it's painted the most atrocious green. It has this like almond colored stained bathtub. It's disgusting.
Is that in the queue though?
Yeah, I mean that would be the next. That would be the next thing that we do.
Okay.
I don't know when.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't going to come out affirmatively with the
no.
I am not doing anything. The baby's coming in June.
Nope.
We are on easy street. So
no, the only thing we had a hard deadline was we want both the downstairs, the what will be Evelyn's room and what is the guest room. We want those done because I don't want to have to worry about it when the baby comes because people are going to come to the house. You know, my mom's going to come out to visit. So we just want everything to be done.
Nice, yeah. Here's my anticipation.
Yeah.
I don't know what your plan is for when the second baby is born, about if you're going to be staying home for 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 day, whatever.
I'm really hoping that the baby arrives a week late because that would butt it right up against my week vacation with work, giving me 2 weeks of vacation.
Because in my mind, you will be home for 4 days. And then you'll say, I can't do it anymore. Honey, I'm coming home with a toilet, a shower, a vanity, and I'm putting that sucker in today.
Look, I can't rule it out.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I don't know what you're going to do when you get this house to where you think you want it. Are you then going to attack?
We're obviously going to move.
Only option.
Move into some dump that needs everything done.
Is it then the basement? You're like, hey, I don't like this anymore.
I don't like the basement. Every day, I think.
Is that just cosmetic? You don't like the basement, or the layout of the basement?
I don't like the layout of it. Every day,
There's nothing you can really do about that.
No, every day I look at this house though, and I think, why did we buy this? Like we've changed everything. What did we like?
You essentially bought a Chip and Jo fixer-upper.
Like, did we simply just like where the walls were placed?
Yeah. Did you come inside and get so mesmerized by the tall ceiling, and say, "This is it. This is the house. This is the house we die. This is the house we die in.
Yep.
This is the house we have children in.
Yeah.
You know, we need the dead tree woods, the dead forest behind us. The basement I hate. Like, you probably called your realtor and said, there's so much things. There's so many items I love.
Well, I mean, look, you walk down into this basement. The basement is dissected, separated into 6 different rooms.
No different than your previous home's basement.
Very similar, yeah.
Like, just a goofy layout in terms of the way you have to do kind of a 180, and then you have a line of rooms.
Yeah.
In that you go door to door. Okay.
I mean, whatever. It's going to be fine. Like, this will work out perfectly well because the downstairs will just kind of be the kid zone, the kid area.
Sure.
Hopefully keep all of the toys and all the other crap out of the upstairs, so when people walk in the door, they're not tripping over a skateboard or something. But yeah, we are. I would say we're in the home stretch. I mean, I know we need a roof on the house, but there is zero chance I will have anything to do with that.
Yeah, that for me, the roof is a cut a check and be gone.
Yep.
I don't. As long as the person is somewhat reputable.
Yeah.
And they're going to take everything away.
Take it all away.
I will gladly sacrifice the inevitable nail in the tire from what they forgot, because
it's worth it.
In the scheme of things, it's not me on that roof. It's not me in the July heat, hammering.
Pounding away.
Or I'm assuming they don't use manual hammer. I'm just guessing they use impact guns.
Tell me more. So you get one of them at the construction store?
I think they're probably stopping over to the construction store on the way here.
Yeah.
To get the impact weapons to then use on your roof, right?
So, look, I would like to think that you're seeing progress in me. The fact that I'm not taking all of this on by myself.
I honestly,
5 years ago.
Yes. 2 years ago, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, this is some real growth.
Yeah.
My growth is a little slower, I think,
But
because I'm still doing the demo by myself. I still like getting my hands dirty.
But that, in the scheme of things, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, instead of paying whatever manual labor fee that the contractor would charge you to tear out that trim or those doors,
Yeah.
you can then do with a hammer or a crowbar or whatever to get some of that stuff off yourself. And like you said, it takes an hour or two, and then some scumbag on Facebook comes and takes it away.
Unfortunately, I have our front porch. I mean, we couldn't look more like the scum of the cul-de-sac.
Nothing new over here. Nothing new.
Like the door frames leaning up against our garage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, again, that was one of those. I'm going to post these pictures before I get everything pulled out. And in my perfect dream scenario, as I'm carrying the last one out the door, just trucks are pulling up to carry this crap away.
92 Buick Regals pulling up.
Yeah, and I did. I got a message within 5 minutes from somebody saying, "I want all of this," and I was like, "Great! When can you come?"
Yeah.
Crickets, just absolute crickets, which drives me insane. So
the status of the giveaway is where right now?
somebody else emailed this morning saying that they said, "I desperately need these doors."
Okay.
And I said, "Cool. When can you come and get them?"
Going good. So no, we can't call it a full redemption from the con job that was pulled on you on the last Facebook transaction.
Yeah.
That we don't like to bring up. It's
Very
I'm not going to name names, but we've talked about this before as well on your post to give away your crap.
Am I losing my edge?
No. This has nothing to do with you. This has something to do with the people and the person. You bring it to New Jersey?
There was.
I know. There always is. There always is.
There was one of those. Do you deliver to the moon?
I'll take it if you bring it to me. I'm in Cabo San Lucas. Like, enough. It's not funny. It wasn't funny years ago. Still not funny. Enough.
Okay. So hey, if you're listening and you want I don't know, about 8 different doors
And some trim.
some trim, lots of nails, like spared no expense on the nails.
I mean, you're right though. Usually these are locks.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be...
I'm confident that they will be gone. I feel like if they're not gone by today, I have to do something. I have to move it all into the garage or something. And I am just trying to avoid that at all costs. Mm-hmm. So if I know that somebody's going to pick them up today or tomorrow, it's staying exactly where it is. But if somebody says, like, I'll definitely be there Thursday, A, I won't believe them. But B, that means I have to move it all into the garage. Then that also sucks because it means that when they come here to pick it up, I have to open my garage door, and I don't want strangers in my space.
Mm-hmm. And quickly, because we have to get to Steve's Marvel movie reviews. Mm-hmm. Do you have, are we approaching an update on why you are a dual driveway parking family?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
We're close.
Because a week ago, when Katie and I came over, you were a one driveway Parker family.
Are we?
I believe there's only one in the driveway.
Huh. I don't remember exactly the scenario.
Mm-hmm. But we are still...
The situation has not changed.
Okay.
Well,
again, for anybody who's not familiar...
Oh, no, I know exactly why that was. Yeah.
Okay. For anybody who's not familiar, usually, sometimes I'll come over and the garage will be open. I can see the kind of the Comanche on the side. For the last, I would argue, 6 to 8 weeks, the garage has been closed with 2 cars in the driveway.
Yeah.
And you have told me that you will tell me when the time is right what is going on in that garage.
When I feel comfortable.
There's something going on in there, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
I'll have you know that on Friday night, I worked on the Manchi for the first time in probably 5 months.
Did you even remember where to start? Like where you were at? Like where you left off?
There was a lot of, I wonder what's in this box, this unopened box that I ordered where the post date is like August. But more parts got installed and like loose ends buttoned up on Friday than have in months.
It's good news.
The brake system is completely brand new and put back together. The suspension is fully done. It was a big night.
Looks like the last post on your Second Chance Jeeps Instagram.
It's been a while.
June? January 20.
Oh, January.
You said you were installing a heater core is.
Oh, yeah. And that wasn't even on the Manchi.
Well. Boy. And then January 16, you had another post. It may have been on your own Jeep as well. I can't tell. Who cares? Mm-hmm. And then, 20 weeks ago was the last update where somebody gave you whatever a battery tray is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Manchi Progress is back.
It's kicking up. We're in. I actually. I think there's a chance I might be able to drive that thing around the block by this summer.
I just don't know why you do this. Like, why do you? I mean, the dates change, the goals change, and then you sit here today on a random day in January. You put in 2 hours on a Friday for the first time in 20 weeks, and then you decide to come out with the statement that it's going to be ready by the summer.
I like to come out swinging.
I can never understand it. But you heard it here first, folks. Come back in June. Steve's going to be forcing his poor wife and poor daughter and poor infant
onto the bench seat.
Onto the bench seat meant for two. Unless Annette's lucky enough to get to, straddle the manual shifter.
Nah, she'll sit in the back. I'm thinking about getting one of those caps for the back of it.
You're going to get a grandpa cap?
Yeah. Well, it came with one, but I didn't like the one it came with.
That's right. You sold it or you gave it away, whatever.
I think I made $25 by getting rid of it.
Oh, man. Now you heard it here first. June, it'll be ready. Before we get to Steve's Marvel movie reviews, did you want to recap the polls this week, or do you want to push that till next week? Because we have, there are a lot. We haven't done it in...
Well, it depends, I guess, because I have 2 movie reviews that I could do today.
We're already going to have to bump one.
We're going to have to bump one.
I think we bump one.
So let's do... why don't we do a review of Captain America?
Yes.
Quick recap of the polls.
Captain America, the First Avenger?
Yes. Captain America, the First Avenger. I watched it. So Evelyn is at my in-laws this week, or this weekend. I watched 4.5 hours of Marvel movies yesterday.
You did what young couples in love over Valentine's Day weekend do.
Yeah.
You guys got into your nice, sexy clothes.
Uh-huh.
You lit some candles.
Yeah.
You dipped some strawberries in chocolate.
And then we learned the tale of Steve Rogers.
And you flipped on Captain America, the First Avenger, and didn't touch each other for 5 hours.
Yeah, that is not recording yet, but if you want to...
Yeah. So, Steve?
Yeah.
Your review, please.
Okay.
Of the Captain America, the First Avenger.
Captain America, the First Avenger, I believe, 2011 or 2012?
I believe it was 2011.
Okay. All right. Some big spaceship landed in the tundra or something, and Steve wants to join the army, but of course he's too weak. Spoiler alert, this is a Nazi movie? Oh. I had no idea about that. A bad guy named Schmidt stole a glowing blue thing and is now planning to out-Hitler Hitler. A German guy is working with America, and he has the secret serum or something that magnifies the qualities of people. So if you're good, you become extra good. If you're bad, you become extra bad. So Steve, he's chosen to become the test dummy. Tony Stark's dad is there too. The serum, it works. He's ripped now, and they make him basically a sideshow and have him singing to crowds. It turns out he's actually a badass, and now he goes and he finds his old friend who was a POW, I think, Bucky. And now he's plotting to find Schmidt and the weapons depot because Schmidt is planning to bomb the U.S. Bad guy, real bad dude. Yeah. He finds Schmidt, and Schmidt rips his own face off for some reason
to reveal,
and now he looks like Satan. I don't really know why they did that. But anyway, back to where we started. There's some real sexual tension between Steve and the British lady.
Boy, is there out with the British
Steve
lady.
finds Satan, and he crashes his plane. He freezes in the ice for 70 years, and now he's in present-day New York City, but he's bummed that he missed his date. And that was Captain America.
Wow. I mean, your most succinct of the reviews. To recap, Schmidt
Yeah.
ripped his face off.
Yeah. Became Satan.
The British lady
Is that Agent something?
his friend, quote, I think was a POW.
Well, they had him captured. He was in like a...
Sure.
He was strapped down to a table.
Yeah.
Were they testing on him or something?
Yeah, he was captured.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fell off a train.
So you're accurate as well. Talking about Peggy Carter, the love of Steve Rogers' life.
Yeah.
Talking about Bucky Barnes, his best friend in the whole world.
Yep. Who was able to get into the Army because Bucky was able-bodied, not Steve, who had like asthma and a litany of other medical issues.
And other than that, I think you nailed it.
Did I miss any big plot points?
I mean, listen, I could pick this apart.
Did I say anything that was inaccurate?
No, you just said dumb things. There's the Tesseract, which is a major plot point coming up.
The glowing blue thing.
That's right. Apologize.
I said that. I think
you covered it.
My
You covered
second
it.
line.
Yeah, you covered it. You know, the blue thing. That's on me.
Is that the same thing that was in Thor? Like that?
Hey, you're starting to put it together.
That provided
Steve.
like the energy for Thor.
No.
And,
This was the post-credit scene in Thor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because Loki was
yes.
there, but he wasn't really there with Dr. Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what he goes by too. Guy couldn't respond to the character's name, so they had to call him by his real name.
Dr. Skarsgård.
But yes, you did hit the big reveal at the end there, where he is awakened. He wakes up from his crash in a hospital room, and people coming in to help him wearing
Black Widow.
Yes, wearing 1940s garb. And he realizes on the game on the radio is one he had already heard and had been to.
Back in May of 1941.
Smashed outside to find himself in Times Square 2011.
Yeah, present day.
Which ties in, obviously, as you saw at the end of the previous Marvel movie where they found him in the ice. You saw the shield.
Yeah.
That would tie that together. But other than that, I mean, I think you nailed it.
I don't think I missed anything.
No.
I was able to follow it. A lot of times I start those movies and I watch the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I have to stop and start them over again. Because I always feel like I'm missing a big plot point. And a lot of times, like the movies, color-wise, are very dark. Like the scenes are very not lit. And in that case, I was watching it upstairs in the afternoon. We get a lot of sun in the back of the house. It shines on the TV, so I'm already like kind of squinting. Like, am I missing something? So I watched about the first 10 minutes of it, and then I stopped it, and I waited and started up again a little bit later. And it turns out I did miss some stuff, but I'm glad that I restarted it.
Let me ask you just an overall question.
Okay, yeah. If you want to quiz me on the
No, not directly. I'm more curious about where you're at emotionally and enjoyment wise. So you're actually 6 movies in. We're not going to address the Avengers this week. We're up against it. And apologies to Robert. We lost him 9 minutes ago.
Sorry, so sorry, Robert.
How do you feel? Are you enjoying this endeavor? Is anything hitting with you? Are you looking forward to the next movie?
Sometimes.
Okay.
There are points when I hate it so much. And I'll get to more of that in my review of the Avengers.
Okay.
Because there are certain aspects, and I think I talked about it a little bit with Thor. There are certain aspects that I hate. And it's been awakening. Like it's provided me with an awakening of like, I finally have some vindication for something that I have always felt. And I'm happy to finally have concrete evidence, concrete proof, because it's something I always thought, but I never really had a way to verbalize it, but I finally figured it out. The plot lines, I understand that they're all based off of comics that are 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
The plots are a little hokey.
Well, I mean, inherently, you're talking about aliens a lot invading Earth to do whatever.
A lot of hokey commentary type stuff. But overall, I'd say I'm enjoying it. I wish I wasn't at base camp staring up at the peak of Everest, realizing that I still had like 22 more of these movies to watch.
You're 6 in, you have 21 to go, but by the time we are caught up, you'll have 22 as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness comes out in March or April, whatever. Comes out soon. It'll be out by the time you catch up, so then we'll have to figure out an avenue for you to see that. Yeah. Whether it's us going to the theater for your first, like, I know. Live
it's gonna be crazy.
Catching up of a Marvel movie.
That'll be crazy. But yeah, I would say overall I am enjoying it. It's weird though when this won't really be a spoiler for my preview of the Avengers, but that was I found myself being more excited because it was like
so good. Stuff
is like worlds are colliding and Thor is talking to Iron Man.
Yep.
This is really cool because those movies
separate,
so completely different.
The way they built this all up was so beautifully done by the Marvel team and Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Introduce everybody, tease them in other movies until they meet up to stop the prevailing world threat.
Because the last couple of movies at the end of it, like it said, Thor will return in the Avengers.
Yeah.
And
so like at the end of Iron Man, they had Nick Fury say, I'm putting a team together, which insinuating the Avengers. So you knew eventually that was coming.
Yeah.
The end of the Incredible Hulk, you had Tony meeting up with General Ross.
Yeah.
And saying he wanted the Hulk for something, insinuating the Avengers.
I got to say, though, I do have one complaint because I've been watching all these on Disney+. Disney+, because you specifically told me you have to stick around and watch the post credits, which I have done. I mean, in some cases, the credits are 15 minutes long, so I'll skip through the end of it. But with a lot of the movies, the last 3 movies I've watched, while the credits are playing full screen, and then it minimizes them into a little picture-in-picture.
Yeah, you have to like open it back,
But I can't open it. It won't let me open it back up. Because it'll bring it, like after I finished Captain America, it said, based on this, you would like Captain America, what is it, like Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier, yeah.
So that's full screen, and then the options are play. But I can't jump back over and pull that one up full screen again. So now I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching this little box that's like, 6 inches by 8 inches to try and see, like, what am I missing in this?
There's got to be a way around that or a way to make that different. Because
probably.
Typically, what I've done, because I've been watching along, is when I see the credits hit, I'll just start fast forwarding so that box doesn't even pop up for me. So
that's what I did with one of them. I don't know if it's based on like the device. Like I'm using an Apple TV, so I don't know if it's formatted differently or whatever. But yeah, I started skipping ahead, and then as soon as I hit play, when I saw a scene, it popped up.
Okay, all right. So Steve, I need your official review for 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger.
I can't believe it was a Nazi movie.
I mean,
that was really surprising.
World War II?
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea that it was based back then.
I mean, iconic Captain America covers. Now, Captain America wasn't being distributed in the 1940s, but iconic covers of Captain America slapping Hitler in the face. You can buy those from comic books. He was a World War II up until they bring him to modern times. His origin story is in World War II. Yeah,
they really made him a sideshow.
Yeah, so like what you were insinuating was that they used the serum, the super soldier serum on him And instead of utilizing him in the war effort, they utilized him at home to raise money and bombs.
Propaganda.
Yes. To help
buy,
the war effort.
Yeah, like buy your best guy a bullet or something like that.
Until he goes rogue.
Yeah.
And drops into the action to save Bucky, his best friend.
Yeah, his best buddy who
was
then
captured.
Falls off a train.
Bummer for Bucky.
Bummer for Bucky.
Or is it?
What?
Stay tuned for
or maybe
one of the next 21 movies.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Okay, good.
It was.
I can't wait to rewatch the Avengers. You're now ahead of me because I remember my anticipation as a comic book fan and as somebody who following these movies from when they came out. So you're watching these 1 or 2 movies in 2008, and then you wait. All you hear about is casting announcements and directors. And it's that anticipation that's a huge buildup for those. Where instead, like you, hey, next week.
Yeah.
I'll find out next week.
It's weird because I'm finding myself like I have characters that I like and I have characters that I don't like.
Sure.
And one especially that I hate.
Oh, should we? You know what? I want to wait until next week with the Avengers to find out which one, or unless it's Captain America specific that you hate. Otherwise, we will get to it next week.
Well, if you'd like, I can give you a brief teaser on the Avengers.
Very brief. I don't want you to give away any hints.
I'm going to edit it. Okay. Heavily edit it. Okay. Anytime this blank S comes up, it's like a different movie. Side note, a blanky movie.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I can't wait. Because I'm curious.
Can I give you one more line?
5?
No, actually, I don't want to.
6 movies in. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering who you could hate.
Let's see. I love Iron Man. I love the Tony Stark character.
Now, were you thrown off a little teaser for the Avengers, even though you're aware now, because it's not like you could have avoided the ads for recent Marvel movies or any Marvel movie. You knew he was recast. Were you still thrown off that the Hulk was a totally different person?
Completely. Yeah. I had, until they referred to him as Dr. Banner.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah. Last big recast, and spoiler, but that is, if I remember correctly, Dr. Banner, Hulk, and James Rhodes were the only 2 major recasts that you will see in the Marvel Universe. There are some minor ones. We'll get to them later on. But those are the only 2. So I think you shouldn't have that confusion going forward.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was at all. And
hey, that's the big green guy. What's his name? Well, okay. I anticipate your review next week.
Yeah, me too.
Can't wait.
Maybe we can do 2 next week. I don't know. I think at this point,
let's get caught back up. You think?
Right, but I mean, I'll probably watch another one this week.
Yeah.
By the way, what would be after the Avengers?
Steve, you just finished Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay,
coming up, a return to Old Faithful. You have 2013's Iron Man 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can you add that to the? Do you have the sheet pulled up?
I did.
You could, yeah. That would be even. Maybe we'll throw in the next couple.
Yeah.
Just
so we know.
So in case I get
a little ambitious. You're sitting there on a
frisky
Wednesday and you've got time. You'll turn it on. Yeah, I can do that. I'll update the spreadsheet for us.
I appreciate that. So, oh boy, yeah, we lost Robert 18 minutes ago, but I think you want to speed through these poll recaps.
Yeah, let me scroll down to as far as I can remember of us doing polls. And yeah, let's do
Time to see how wrong everyone else is. It's poll recap time. Find the polls at Steve and Kyle on Twitter.
Thank you very much, Melissa Vaughn. Tell me, Steve, if these are familiar, if we've recapped these before. Was Kyle's Sunday COVID-induced or drinking-induced?
Ooh, I don't think we've recapped these.
Okay, so I'll start here then. I'm assuming this is almost a month ago. 76% of the audience said drinking-induced. I think it was a little column A, a little column B, to be honest with you. Is there a difference between throwing up in a public restroom or your own bathroom?
Yeah, definitely.
91% of the audience said yes. No matter what for you, though.
Shirt comes off. Yeah, shirt's always off.
Is leaving your screen door off the track, leaning on your house, neighborhood trashy?
Yeah.
I think we have a record.
We have 100%er?
98.7% of the audience
Very nice.
said yes.
Good job.
For a while then, I was that neighborhood trash.
Yeah. What about leaving interior doors leaning up against the outside of your house?
The ship on you being called as that trash has sailed.
Right.
Years ago.
The voting has closed for that.
Who do we have a better chance of getting on the podcast? Your options were The Rock or Sally age 14? I put it as Sally H 14.
I always heard it as Sally, age 14.
Okay. 71% of the audience said Sally, 14. What is the better type of hot take? The eyebrow singer or the head nod in agreement?
Oh, boy, that's tough.
59% of the audience said the head nod in agreement. I disagree. I want one of those where when I unleash it on you, you actually go whoo, whoo, and sit back because you have to digest what I've just unleashed on you. Which, by the way, don't even get me started on the Major League Baseball work stoppage, Steve.
Is there a chance you're going to drop a hot sports tape?
There is a chance.
Look, when we're done, we're about to play the outro.
Mm-hmm.
I can just leave. I can walk upstairs. You can stay down here as long. You need an hour? Cool. You need 4 hours?
Let me check my mind. Maybe I will do a
quick tape?
I'll do like a 15, 20-minute sports tape.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have to stay here, right?
It'd be nice to have the camaraderie and No, you don't have to.
So I don't have to stay here, right?
Is April a heavy month?
What?
69% of the audience said yes.
Do you have any idea what that was in reference to?
If I remember right, that was in reference to your live show schedule.
Oh.
As we were trying to figure out where to get this fathead sent to.
Hey, if you say so.
A deductible is a premium, right? 51% of the audience said no.
Oh, good. Good.
Should Steve and Kyle try relationship counseling? 81% of the audience said yes. I'm going to try to blow through these because we have a couple of big weeks coming up. Should Steve also have to watch the Marvel shows? 52% of the audience said yes. When you found out Loki was an ice person, was that a big bummer?
Yeah.
66% of the audience
That was a surprise for me.
said no. Oh, that was a surprise. Like they introduced Loki as the son of Odin, the brother of Thor. Now, granted, unless you've got a bunch of, comic book idiots, me not included, who were watching that going, well, I knew Loki wasn't Thor's brother from the get-go, you imbecile. Stop. Don't be that person.
Because that's how you talk.
That's how comic book people talk. Like, I've worked my way out of that as a comic book person, but that is how comic book people talk. Bunch of idiots. So scrolling up, past Tom Brady, past a movie review. Are pianists dumb? 51% of the audience said yes. I'm glad to have you on board. Thank you, majority. I'm in the majority. Is the asterisk the game changer of the phone number hyphenation world? 59% of the audience said no.
Oh, losers.
Is the semicolon the most look at me of the phone number hyphenation world? 76% of the audience said yes. Can we add that to the tags? Phone number?
Yeah,
and
definitely. Not a problem.
Because,
I think we have actually reached the max amount of tags.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we go back? We
can delete some.
Maybe next week. Put that on the notes. Next week, you and I have to revamp our tags because there's stuff on there that's going to be outdated or something that we should update.
Maybe we'll just delete garage doors for a little while.
Whoa!
I mean, look, how about unless it specifically is referenced in that episode?
Boy, it's going to be a lot of updating. Mm-hmm. Should the bobsled track be wide enough for 10 bobsleds?
Absolutely.
By the way, I don't know if I answered the last one, but is a semicolon the most look at me? 76% of the audience said yes.
Okay.
Should the bobsled track be wide enough for 10 bobsleds? 85% of the audience said yes. That make it so much more fun.
I know.
Would the Olympics benefit from NASCAR bobsledding?
Yeah.
88% of the audience said yes.
Anyone who says no to that is just, I do not want to talk to them.
Would you tune in to the fruit, boot, and shoot at the Olympics?
All right, so that was from last week, right?
83% of the audience said yes. 17%, I don't know why you listen to us.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Do you want us to interview Jimmy, the Bangladeshian bullet shooter? 75% of the audience said yes.
Get him on the line. Talk to Mescal, see if he's got an inroad.
Is Jimmy the Bangladeshian bullet shooter only at the Olympics to plow people like Veronica the New Zealand pole vaulter? 85% of the audience said yes.
Again, Jimmy participating in biathlon.
In the winter.
In the winter. Where you think he just gets like a guest pass to show up in the summer, too?
Yeah. And again, he brings his fake gun and just hangs out there in August. Yeah. Should Kyle implant Steve's hair, but only in the front?
Oh, yeah. Where are we on our the amount of money raised?
Remind me where we were last week?
I think I offered up $1,000.
$1,000.
Okay. But only 900 actually, because we're going to use the 100.
84% of the audience said yes. Should Kyle just give up and bick it? 84% of the audience said yes.
No.
Would you donate a minimum $100 for Kyle's hair transplant surgery? 83% of the audience said no way.
How many votes were there?
76 votes.
Wait a minute. I think that could still be significant money then, right? So what would...
$100 from, let's call it...
Wait. You said 17% of 76 would donate, right?
Maybe about 12 people.
That's $1,200.
Darn right. That's getting me there. Plus the 900 or 1,000 you're contributing.
Yeah, you're at 2,200.
Are sailboaters sailors or boaters? 53% of the audience said sailors.
I was really hoping that would be a yes/no.
If Kyle had watched 27 fewer Marvel movies, would he have a full head of hair? That was really hurtful.
Yeah, definitely.
66% of the audience said yes. And now we are officially caught up on our polls.
All right. We are just about done. One more thing.
Hey, folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. I recognize that envelope. I recognize that envelope anywhere.
What we've got here is one of the preformed envelopes with the perforated sides sent to just you directly, not even the podcast. Feels rude.
Oh. Well, in that case.
Did you want to
let me see.
Check on that just to make sure? I don't know what the previous contributions have been sent to.
I mean, this would be a surprise if it was something other than what I'm thinking it is. But, I open all the mail here.
Okay.
I want you to have the
Steven is a check.
Okay.
Our friend, Billy Stacks.
Billy Stacks
has come through yet another month, contributing to us to somehow, possibly, maybe get out of the red.
Yeah.
With his monthly donation to
the
Steve and Kyle Fund.
All of the money that has been acquired has been used in the building of APS 4.0.
Hey, good. Perfect. Exactly what we intended to. That is beautiful. Thank you, Billy. And as always, if you want to send us anything, checks or otherwise, stickers, the sticker wall, please.
Sticker wall's growing, yeah.
From your,
I forgot about the Trogdor the Burninator sticker.
Did your local avenue.
Did we find out who sent Trogdor?
Jordan Bentley.
Jordan.
Friend Jordan said he wasn't planning on taking credit for it, but he did.
Well
DM,
done.
So, yes. Steve says thank you. I say what?
Do we have new polls up this week?
A bunch of new polls up this week. You can find them at Steve and Kyle on Twitter. And again, as I was saying, if you want to send us anything sticker wall related or otherwise, the P.O. box and the address are in the description for this episode.
Yeah, I would love to get that sticker wall completely filled up. It's really like the bottom half of the door.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have just a ton of stickers on
Plenty of room. Send them our way from your local bars, your local TV stations, radio stations, whatever it may be. Send them our way.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Steve and Kyle. Next week, again, there will be my review of The Avengers. Also, possibly Iron Man 3, depending on which what we end up getting to on the show. For a little short, we may get to two of them. All right. Talk to you next week. See you later.